Greetings YouTube, my name's Roger Swift, welcome to Retro Music Review UK, and after a long hiatus of not doing videos, I'm back finally doing videos, and I am back now doing what the channel is intended for, Retro Music Reviews. I will not be doing any more Marmite or food reviews. In the words of Homer Simpson. Now, my Edinburgh Fringe is over. I've done that for another year. It's now mid-September. I've been back for 3 weeks, and I'm finally getting around to doing a video. And as of now, I've other things cleared away, so I'm able to doing this quite regularly again. So I'm straight back in, diving straight back in, doing some music reviews. And the first one I thought I'd do is, well, the first one that came off the shelf. I went through all the ones on my CD single shelf, and they're not in alphabetical order. They're just in any old random order. The backups that I get, MP3 backups I keep of them, they're in alphabetical order. But I pulled this one off the shelf because it's one I wanted to do. This is a dance record from the 90s. It's by the Heller and Farley project, and it's called Ultra Flava. There's the CD single of it there. Now, this is AM/PM. Now, the 90s had this unique thing about it in that this is something that's not this was a thing. It's, as Paul Savage, he knows who he is, would say, it's not a thing anymore. But this used to be the case that in the 90s, these dance labels would always have the same design on them. Certain ones, I know Positive, they're always like that. They're always like that blue, like circ thing. All their releases had the same. And this was another one, AM/PM. It was a dance label, and all the CD singles had this same like watch in the background, like a sort of crystallized watch there, and with AM/PM on it, i.e., and then it would have just that little bracket with that written on it. Now, Heller and Farley I know it was Pete Heller and somebody else Farley. I'm usually like borderline autistic with my 90s music. Can't remember the first name of the Farley guy. They were two dance record producers. Pete Heller had a few hits on his own. I know Big Love was one of his. If I was to list my top like 20 dance records of all time, I'm more into indie and rock when it comes to the 90s, but I do like my 90s dance music. This would be on the list of like maybe 10, 11, something like that, of my favourite dance records ever. I really like this one, even though it's got exactly the same tropes of any other dance record from the era. So it's got your basic drum loop, a bass kicks in, and then the same vocal loop that loops over and over. And once you've heard the first minute of it, you're only going to get repeats. It's not going to change but that's not a bad thing. I like those tropes. I mean that's just something I'm into. Another interesting fact about this one is I know it was one of the ones that came out twice in the 90s. It was released first, and then they did like new mixes. That was a common trope of the 90s with dance records. It would come out, get in the charts, and then a few, in some cases months, it'd be like 6-7 months or a year maybe, it would come out, they'd re-release it with like a new mix or something on there. I have the first ever appearance on this channel of this. This is the Virgin Official Hit Singles Volume 2. This goes up to 2010. This is the last print volume, because everyone of course has their smartphone these days and doesn't use hard copies or anything. I still do. I still like my hard books and things like this. This is the most recent one you can get that goes up to the most recent point. So this goes up to 9 years ago, 2010. So it used to be the Guinness Book of Hit Singles, and then Virgin took over and did 2 more before they went. They don't do these anymore. This is really a dinosaur of the past, but I don't care about being a dinosaur. I like these. I like print copies. I like books like this. So I'm going to go to Heller and Farley Project, which will be here somewhere if I can find it. HE. Assuming it's listed as under Heller and Farley, because sometimes you get like listed under alphabetical, so it might be listed as under F for Farley or something. They're stupid like that sometimes, but we're in the H's here. Let's see if I can find it. Heaven 17, Heavy Stereo, and we'll keep going here. That's high, and I'm jumped a page. Hell is for Heroes. Here we go. Hell is for Heroes, Hella and Farley project. There they are there. And I can tell you that Ultra Flava, which is this, was released in 24th of February 1996, number 22. 3 weeks on the charts. I'm going to put it up to the camera. I don't think you can see it very well there. But and then it was reissued in December 1996, and it got to number 32, and it's just listed as Ultra Flava Remix. And underneath there, they've put his only other one. They've put Pete Heller's Big Love, and the song Big Love, number 12, 1999. Now, I'm going to look at the record label. It says AMPM 580551. Now, is this the original release, or is this the remix? Let's see. By the record, well, I'll be able to identify it by the record label number that's on here, and it says 58143272, which is the original release. So this one from the record label on the back there and there, I can match up the fact this is the original February 1996 release that got to number 22. Now, there is two versions of this song. There's one with vocals in it and one not, as you can see there. All the track listings: Vox edit, original flavour, Grant Nelson's free tier experience, Vox version, which means like the full length one, not the radio edit, and Pete's dubs. I like that about the 90s. Again, you'd have this with the dance records. You'd have all these like weird and bizarre remixes on it. And I remember in my teen years going into HMV or Virgin and picking these up off the shelf and looking at them and looking at all these, you know, in the pre-internet streaming world, and just thinking, oh, I wonder what that one sounds like, and I wonder what this, you know. I couldn't afford it because these were like £4 each, and I was only on paper round money. So let's have a listen. Thought it wasn't playing then. Okay. So straight away you've got your basic 90s dance loop. I'm popping along already, here we go. Right, vocal loop. And your basic dance loop there. Record skiing, we're back to instrumental again. It's basically the same core elements of any dance record from the time, it's just a loop. A looped drum loop, your bass riff, and then that keyboard riff, do 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 do, and then the vocal keeps cutting in and out. Extra bass kick thing there. You can just it's 4 beats per minute, your basic 4 beats per minute thing. If you've ever had a go at making your own dance music, which I obviously have on a computer, with no, you know, with like cheating software. It's building. And there's that drum, and we're in. Like I said, this is the vocal version. This is actually, there's I know for a fact that in the clubs, as it were, as they said back before it was like in the charts, this was originally instrumental. The vocal was added on later. I like that. You've got the extra thing coming in there, ding, 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 like as if someone's tuning something. It's the Can you hear that in the background? That like a sort of tuning thing. Now you've got the vocals over looping themselves. Stripping back. And now you've toned it down. Stripping it down. Stripping the samples down to the bare. For a bit. So it's free. And now we're back. Now all the samples come back together again without the vocal. This isn't a bad thing. It's just that you can, you know, if dance music has the same thing where it's all the same samples just being used in different ways. Then they'll strip a bit away and then it comes back again. You know. Repetitive, obviously. I mean, the instrumental one, like the vocal on, I think is really boring. It needs the vocal to make it a bit more interesting. But like I say, this is still a date. And then It's the radio edit, so it just fades out there at the end, and that's not particularly long. It's only about 3 minutes and 10 seconds, that is. So that was the Heller and Farley project with Ultra Flava, and again, as I've already said for the song, it's just you say that this is not a bad thing to me, though. You know, this idea that it's just quite a short, simple thing, and it's like the same set of samples looped over and over again. That's not a bad thing. I'm making it like that. You know, just because I know the tropes of the stuff doesn't mean that I don't dislike it, because I do. I like these kind of thing. I like simplicity in that way. To talk about the actual CD I didn't earlier, there's the actual CD itself, which is, again, it's just the clock again with a silver thing, and I'm pretty sure I know the other one I've got, say Alcatraz Give Me Love, is the same thing, and that song Alcatraz Give Me Love has the exact same tropes as this, but even though I'll still review it again at some point and talk about it. So there we go, that was the Heller and Farley project with Ultra Flava from 1996. More videos coming soon, more frequently. Please hit subscribe for more videos.